Well, if you are one of those folks who'll be hitting the lakes and doing a little boating for the 4th of July or any weekend this summer, you have to listen to this. Today, Kevin Bergerson from the Arizona Game and Fish Department is here with some information we all definitely need to hear, whether we're driving the boat or a passenger on the boat. Thank you for being here, Kevin.
It's a pleasure to be here. Thanks for having me.
Yeah.
We always appreciate the opportunity to help Arizona boaters boat safe, boat sober, and boat smart.
And I've seen those ads. I love those ads, and I think this is such an important thing. First of all, one of the major things that I think coming up on the 4th, people are going to be partying and they're going to be drinking. Let's right off the bat, is it legal to consume alcohol while you're operating a boat?
Yes, boating in Arizona is a recreational activity, and you are allowed to drink alcoholic beverages. What cannot happen is you can't be impaired to the slightest degree, and that's the operator. The operator has to have his full capacity about him. He has to have his wits about him. Right. He has to be cognizant of what's going on around him. And as soon as you drink alcohol, the first thing to go is your judgment, and that's when you start to get in trouble. Right,
and I think, you know, and it's clearly, if you've been on a boat, and I have, and you see that there's no shortage of partying going on.
Oh, absolutely.
So what are the numbers? I mean, are there some scary statistics in terms of alcohol-related fatalities or injuries?
Yes, there is. Unfortunately, we know through our statistics that we report to the United States Coast Guard that approximately 43% of all fatal boat accidents going back to 1993 involve alcohol. So we're here to make sure that the operators out there are aware of that message, and they take specific steps, that they have a designated operator out there. We want people to come home in the same piece that they went out to the lake. We want them to have a good time, but do it safely, and designate an operator out there.
Now, you mentioned, you and I talked briefly before this, and you said, but you know what? It's not always the alcohol. You can have some other issues going on out there, because your average age of a boater is?
Our average age, our predominant boating operating crowd is anywhere from 25 to 55 years old. But our fatality data tells us that the 22 to 35-year-old males are the guys who are getting in trouble out there. So,
and they're not necessarily drinking?
Not necessarily. The number one, number two causes of accidents are operator inexperience and inattention. And we want to make sure that folks get out there, take a boating education class, and know before they go, stay out of trouble before you get into it.
And I love that, because I did notice in the notes that there's an 8-hour boater education class that if anybody has any hesitation at all, I mean, it's one day. You just get the experience that you need, because you're saying if you have inexperience, inattention, and a cocktail, it's
a deadly combination. So take a boating education class, make yourself aware. An educated boater is a safe boater.
Right.
70% of the people who are in boat accidents never been to a boating education class.
Wow. And some other tips. You know, something else we talked about that I had no clue about. Tell me a little bit real quickly about carbon monoxide.
Carbon monoxide. Boats don't have catalytic converters or emission control. We know that boats generate 40 to 60,000 times the amount of carbon monoxide. Get a carbon monoxide warning device in your boat, and if it goes off, get your boat checked, even if you're not symptomatic for carbon monoxide.
And we talked about this because the lakes here, a lot of the boats kind of gather. So Lake Pleasant, Lake Saguaro, you know, you've got all this carbon monoxide kind of brewing, and there you go, somebody's going overboard. And
yeah, a lot of people like to raft up, which they tie together, and they have their motors running for their stereos and their hot water showers. And if it's a real stagnant day, carbon monoxide will build up, and you can't see it, you can't smell it. And it builds up and it sneaks up on you. It's why they call it the silent killer. Get that carbon monoxide detector.
So we have some great tips. We have the alcohol, we have the education class, we have being aware of the carbon monoxide. Any other last things you want to drive home before the holiday weekends are upon us?
The biggest innovation in boating safety in the last 20 years has been inflatable life jacket technology. They're lightweight. You don't even know you have them on. They have vests and they have hip belt inflatables. Get some of those guys. You don't even know you have them on, because it's kind of like a seat belt. You don't have time to put it on, you get in an accident. If you're wearing something that's going to save your life, wear it.
Excellent. Great tips.
That is just good stuff.
And you know what? Just have fun.
Have fun.
It's fun. All right, for more information on the Arizona Game and Fish, visit our website. We want to let you know they are also a sponsor of Sonora Living Life.